Yo, just understand, like, you don't understand how being happy for somebody else is actually the way that you're gonna get your blessing. It's the way that you're gonna be happy in your own life, in your own mind. Hey Bella family, how's it going, guys? Today I have an interesting video. I want to talk about the top 3 worst friends that I've had. I'm telling you, I will say is I have literally no remorse, no anger against any of these people. I couldn't even remember the stories before I started this video because it's been so long. And honestly, when I forgive, I'm literally the type that forgives and forgets. Sorry for anybody who gets offended by these stories. If you feel like I'm talking about you and you watch these videos, I don't know who watches my videos nowadays. So I just, for the sake of just keeping everything very respectful, I will never disclose names. And you guys will see the patterns that go on in these stories and how to watch out for phonies. Okay, so yeah. Oh, the first story, I remember I was just getting out of high school, and honestly, like, I didn't have much money. I mean, I'm sure most kids coming out of high school don't have much money. Like, I was just like excited. I'm going to university, and I had a friend who messaged me and she's like, hey, we're gonna all start school soon. You haven't gone to your frosh week, which is like the first week where everybody parties, because obviously I was not living on campus, so let's just do something fun. And I remember I expressed to this friend, and I was like, I can't. When I was younger, I was very honest about being broke. Like, when I was broke, I would tell everybody, I ain't got no money, I just ain't got no money, I ain't doing it, I ain't got. So then I messaged this girl and I'm like, no, I can't come out, I don't have money. Like, we're starting school soon. She's like, oh no, don't worry, I got you, right? Fine. I was like, all right. Funny thing about most of these stories is that most of these stories happen in Toronto. Most of them. I think two out of 3. So anyways, knowing that I should never go out if I don't have my own money, but I trusted that this friend told me she got me. I went out, we had a pretty good night. I remember we just couldn't find our way back home, right? Oh my gosh. Something happened where, like, we spent more money than she anticipated us to spend. $80, I think, that we ended up spending more. So we said, okay, between me and that friend, we'll split 40-40. It's not a lot, okay? Like, kind of cheese, because you're just like, yo, like, I didn't even want to go out. Like, obviously I was gonna give her money, but I didn't even think it was like a big deal. Like, I was just like, okay, $40, like, whatever. Like, we see each other like almost at least every week, every other week. A few months later, we went somewhere to like a photo shoot or something like that, where we had mutual friends over, and like I had my brothers there, and then there were a bunch of their friends, and then she was there, and then just a bunch of girls. Honestly, I just heard her talking louder and louder, and I'm like just trying to focus on what was going on in the hotel room. And then everybody was having drinks and stuff, and then she just started saying, like, she was talking, and I'm like, at one point I'm like, is she talking about me? Like, who is she going off about? Like, I'm confused. And mind you, we got to that hotel together. So in my mind, I'm just like, bro, you had our whole ride to the hotel to tell me how you felt about me not paying you back that $40. I was so angry, I was so agitated at the way she just started insulting me, calling me broke, you owe me money, da-da-da-da, you're this, you're that. Like, I was like, what? Where does this come from? And it's just like, why did you have to do that in front of people? Like, why did you have to wait until like bare people are here and then you start just going off and then insulting me? And then the funniest part about it is, like, she was doing this in front of my brothers, and I'm just like, bro, you were never going to embarrass me, insult me, or make me feel some type of way in front of my brothers together. So you trying to do this embarrassing thing, it's not working really well, But anyways, I was just agitated at the fact that she came at me in that way. Could you not? She's just yelling and yelling and yelling. I'm trying to get through to her. Just calm down. Like, I will give you your money. Just calm down. It's not that serious. Like, like, I'll give you your money. It's not that serious. And then she just starts going off. No, you're broke. I don't even care. She's just going off. And I just said, you know what? I went to somebody. I'm like, yo, you have $50? I think I gave her back 60. At the time, I'm like, yo, here's $60. I gave her back 40, and then I didn't even give it to her. I remember I just threw it. I was just like, here's your money. And I gave it $60. She's yelling. She's too busy yelling. She's too busy being agitated. I don't know if it was the alcohol or whatever. She's too busy being agitated. But you broke, you're broke, or broke, you're broke. She's going crazy, and she sees the money. Oh, There you go. I just added interest. There you go. I paid you back with interest. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, however months I owe you money. That's interest right there. And then I just let it go. But this girl kept talking, and she's still talking about me. And I turned around and I said, yo, remember how you made that money in the first place? Ooh. Everybody was like, everybody in the room, all my brothers, their friends were like, oh, damn. Place. I know you did some shady stuff to get that money in the first place. And then she's like, woo, 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 woo. No words were coming out of her mouth at that point. I'm like, what? You made me go there. Like, that's the shit I do. I don't yell back at you. I don't insult you back. I come back at you with facts. And yo, she looked so dumb as hell. Yo, that whole night she was quiet, and I was just enjoying my night, and I was having the time of my life, and I was just trying to just have a good time. Even though I was like, yo, she tried me today, but yo, I really like seen the way that her mood shifted, and I was like, yes, honey. I was only 19. I think she was 2 years older than me, or maybe 3. And I said, you ain't never, ever gonna try me like that again about broke girl. About broke girl for $40. Relax. Like, we all know the full story that happened. So this was my first experience with like fake friends. People are just extra as hell. So you just don't be borrowing money from friends, okay? Just don't do it, okay? The next story, this one is like going up to the worst story. So this friend was older than me. Then again, going back with the older friends. For some reason, I always had to have the older friends, the older sisters. Don't even know why I always had those type of friends. But we went out one night, and we went out in Toronto. And this was like Caribana weekend. So if anybody is from Ontario, anybody is from, you know, who knows about like Caribana, it's like a Caribbean festival. So I went with my friends, and you know, we were so excited. We had a hotel room. Everybody was about to get lit. We about to get lit. You know, it was lit, right? So, and then I seen this girl, like, she came there with her friends too, and I came with my friends. Obviously, my friends are younger than her friends. You know, mind you, we are sort of kind of relative. You know, like when we were growing up, I looked up to her so much. She knew that. Even a lot of the stuff that I was doing in terms of the makeup, she was giving me the makeup, and you know, she was just kind of had like a big sisterly role. But I mean, I feel like sometimes people get into people's heads, and if you're not strong enough to know who somebody is, you'll believe another person. So I feel like that's what happened in terms of her, right? With the way that she viewed me just went low based on, you know, my friends and based on what people were telling her. But nevertheless, that's not the point. I just remember telling her about this guy that I was talking to, or this guy that I was texting at the time. I don't even know if we were texting. I feel like we were just saying, it was like a, hey, how's it going type of, hey, what are you up to? Like, it was nothing. Like, I don't even think if this guy saw me today, he would know who I am. Like, that's how nothing it was. But the guy was a pretty high profile, right? So anyway, so I remember showing her that, I'm like, you know this guy? And she's just like, oh, how do you know him? Like, that's how it went. Like, it went down like that. So I think that she would just got jealous of the fact that I was messaging this guy, or that I was, you know, whatever. Wasn't even messaging him like that. But anyways, she took that and she ran with it. She made that her story. Annabella's a groupie. Annabella's likes niggas that are not serious. Annabella. I'm like, shut. Like, now that I think about it, I'm just like, shut your up. Like, you don't even know. Like, anyways, she was just looking for a story to say on my name. I think as the other girl, she started speaking about me low key, and then her voice got louder. And it's weird how I have that same, their voice getting louder and louder and louder and louder. And then I just was like, okay, so this is a girl who I've known my entire life, and all of a sudden she's just turning on me and just talking shit, calling me a groupie, calling my friends a groupie, making fun of us, insulting our looks, whatever it is. I was like, okay, fine, go that way. And literally I stayed with that attitude the whole night, 3 a.m. and she's still talking about me. And I'm just like, bro, how much alcohol did you drink that you can literally just just go off about me. Like, what the frick did I do to you? Man, if I was young and I was able to just shut my mouth and just listen to her talk and not even talk back, man, I was wise beyond my years. And I think about it now, and it's just like, it always be like that. When you're wise and when you have gifts, even when you're young, you don't see it, but other people see it. Other people see your potential far before you do. At that time I was young, I had never dated no guy. Never dated no guy, never even gone on a date with a guy, not to the movies, and she knew that. She was jealous. She probably had been with a lot of guys. Her self-esteem was low, and she knew that I was still at a point where I was putting God first. Maybe not doing exactly what he was telling me to do. I was still going out and partying and all that, but God, everybody who knew me for real knew what God meant to me. So I was really keeping myself sacred. You go around telling people that that's your sister, guess what? She's gonna go around telling people things about you, and people are gonna believe her. And that's what happened with me. She's out here telling people, oh, Annabelle is this. All my friends around me are like, why would her older cousin say this? This must be true. So you have to be careful who you consider your older sister, who you consider your best friend. Don't just be throwing those words loosely and just ruining your reputation because of somebody that you go around claiming is your older cousin, is your older sister. Be careful who you associate yourself with, because once you associate yourself with a person, once that person opens their mouth to speak about you, people are gonna believe it because they're that close to you and you consider them to be a close relative. So that's one thing that I'll say about that. Like, I was so disappointed. I was like, man, how does this girl like go from like being like, we grew up together, and then she just airs me out in front of like all my friends and just makes me look stupid. Like, another thing too that she was going around telling people is that I was a fake light skin. Like, I'm like, I swear to God, that's the first time I ever heard that. Oh, Annabella is a fake light skin. She's not even a real light skin. I just felt stupid in the first place for ever ever looking up to her. That's how I felt. I felt like I was dumb as hell. I'm like, you looked up to a girl like this? Like, I felt like I was dumb as hell. Like, do not just spread that big sister, look up to her, my role model word loosely. I don't even have that. It doesn't even exist in me. And because of that, I've been able to build respectful friendships. And yeah, like I said, like, I ended up just sleeping through that. Like, a lot of people, when I tell them that, they're just like, man, like, you should have insulted her back. I just slept. I said, you know what? We're all supposed to sleep here, are we not? I just slept. She was talking. I'm like, she gonna get tired. And I just slept through it. She's insulting me, and I just dozed off. I was like, yo, I'm not trying to deal with this. I just want to sleep, wake up, and get the hell up on out of there. That's all I knew. Me in a different event a few years later, deleted her, blocked her, removed her off of my social media. She tried to come at me for that reason. Oh, why'd you block me? I'm like, bro, I literally saw her at this event, and I literally told him, like, you know why I blocked you. Stop acting stupid. Stop acting crazy. Oh, you just like, oh, so you hate me. No, it's not I hate you. I just don't want to have a relationship with you. It's period. These people try to make it seem like you're the bad person for cutting them off. Why did you act so irrational and so disrespectful towards me? Because I was younger than you? Like, it's now 4 years later, move on. I don't want a relationship with you, and I won't have a relationship with you. Like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, we've moved on. Like, that energy around me, and I just have to be careful, you know? That was my second story. Oh my God, this is long. I think this is gonna have to be a part 2 because these stories are long as hell.